So I just wanted to go over this because I thought it was interesting. Harrison Floyd, the only Trump defendant not out on bail, was granted bond in Georgia election case. Everybody is saying that Harrison Floyd is a Trump supporter. He's a Republican. He's MAGA, all of that. And he was the only one. What's interesting to me about that is, where are all the MAGA people to help their brethren out? You know, if it's not about color, it's not about race, it's not about that. Where were they to assist and help their brethren? Where was Trump to help his supporter? Nowhere to be found. But Harrison Floyd, the only co-defendant in Georgia election case who was not released after surrendering, has negotiated his bail and has been released on bond according to court records. So I'm guessing it was $10,000. That's a lot of money. The judge signed off on a $100,000 bond agreement for Floyd on Tuesday, 5 days after he was detained in Fulton County Jail. It was said that this is the same jail that is putrid and disgusting, and a man died with bedbug bites all over him. I do remember that story. Floyd was released a few hours after he reached a bail agreement Wednesday morning. But I do think that this is the energy he's getting with this is the energy that he gave in support of Trump, because you do not have to throw your community, you do not have to throw your people under the bus in order to support a political party. You really don't. A leader of Black Voices for Trump, Floyd is accused of trying to convince Fulton County election worker Ruby Freeman to make false statements about election operations on Election Day 2020 under the guise of offering her help. Floyd's bond amount is $25,000 more than defendants Stephen Lee and Trevion Cuddy. That's interesting. That it was more than not surprised, but hey, he's getting what he deserves. Who were charged similarly for their efforts to influence Freeman. So for whatever reason, him doing the same thing as them, he has a higher bond. He is charged with racketeering, conspiracy to commit, solicitation of false statements, and writing and influencing witnesses. So those are some really tough charges. Floyd surrendered at the jail last week without negotiating his bail, which he should have done, as his 18 co-defendants did. So that's really on him. He has been detained at the facility ever since a judge denied bail for Floyd Friday, deeming him a potential flight risk. Floyd was arrested earlier this year for allegedly assaulting an FBI agent serving him a grand jury subpoena. Wow. I'm surprised that he came out of that alive, though. At the bond hearing Friday, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Emily Richardson denied Floyd bail, pointing to that open case as a reason for him to remain in jail. Floyd arraignment is set for September 6th, where he will formally hear the charges he faces and enter a plea. It is scheduled to take place just before noon, about halfway through all 19 defendants in the case, who are also expected to be arraigned that day. So all of this for nothing. All of these people were running behind their savior. Like I said, I don't blame Trump for this, because these are adults and you have to take your best interest into account and stop being a follower, stop being led so easily, start using your brain cells that you were born with to not put you in legal trouble and not put you in a bad spot. Because it's not worth it, because that person is not going to help you. That person does not care about you. That person did not come down and support these defendants, all 20 of these defendants at all. And like I said, I don't want to hear it in the comment section about Democrat, liberal, Republican, conservative, because I've already said you're one and the same to me. I don't care about either party. Both of them are a joke. Everybody involved is doing the same thing. The only difference is the companies that they cape for and get paid by are different. So one wants their set of companies to get all of these benefits, but the other set want their companies to get a certain benefit. So that's what all the argument is about. They don't care about the people. Doesn't matter. You can see how these companies are allowed to run amok. You can see how they are price gouging. You can see the state of the economy now, where, they have given all power over to these greedy, feckless, ineffective, self-destructive people. If it doesn't tell you something about the mindset of people who are billionaires and people who look up to people like this because they have so many zeros in their bank account, that you would have somebody convince you that they're going to take you in a submarine with an Atari controller and a VCR and a goddamn old style TV near the Titanic, and you pay $250,000 for your funeral. I don't know what's going to convince people that just because somebody's rich, they're not the smartest person in the room. Yeah, but I don't think too many people care about him. I think that this should be a wake-up call for him. These people don't care about you like that. You're not a part of the family. You do not have colorlessness for them to care about you. They will ride you like a horse to their end, to where they want to be. They will use you for whatever they need to use you for and then discard you because they cannot fight that disgusting feeling for your skin. But if you want to be used, oh well. Nobody's going to come and save you. I believe that he's one of these, oh, the party's not racist, racism doesn't exist, and all of that, and he likes to placate to certain types of people. So he needs to not say that this was due to racism, this was because he was black that this happened. He should just say that, things happen, the law works, in its time eventually, and this was just an oversight. That's all. On to a more important story, which is the Florida students singled out the black students as the problem group. So they had to talk to them about their test scores, right? So basically, these are 4th and 5th graders that are in Flagler County in Florida, the septic tank of the United States. Basically singled out black children, students, regardless of if their grades were above average, average, or below average. They definitely didn't bring in the colorless children who had below average. So yeah, if you were melanated and you were in the 4th and 5th grade, these 9 and 10-year-old children were singled out, and they were told that they would get McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. So they're going to get some chicken, some fried chicken, if they raise their test scores. And that the African American children were the problem. They said that the African American children were underperforming on the standardized test for the past 3 years. So they would get some fried chicken. And it's crazy. They didn't even add in a slice of watermelon or a grape drink with that, just the chicken, if they perform better on these standardized tests. And we know about these standardized tests. I don't even think that these kids should have to take them. But yeah, this was a situation of segregation. This is racist. And I know somebody is going to say, well, there were black people that were a part of this school. I don't care about the black superintendent of this school. They need to be held accountable because it's racist. You don't have to be colorless to be racist. You do not have to be colorless to discriminate. I myself have had a black man discriminate against me and my natural hair during a job. I'm still going to call it out. They sent out an apology that they were sorry for what they did, which I don't accept that apology. I feel like this is race-based and there needs to be a lawsuit behind this, so they will not do it again, so they'll learn. But what's interesting is they wanted to grab all of the black children and offer them fried chicken to do better on their test scores. But what's interesting, they didn't talk about anything that would involve them having to fund these children doing better if that's what they wanted. Because this speaks more to the school and their ineffectiveness and the teachers that are there who may not care about the kids and they're just there for a paycheck. It speaks more about the school and these teachers and the adults that are over the school than it does these students. Because how about get a tutor? How about some tutors for the children? How about updated books, computers, and tablets so they can learn in a way that's fun for them, that piques their interest? How about making learning fun and relatable to the black children? How about looking into home life? Maybe they are experiencing hunger, poverty. Maybe it's very toxic in their home life, and maybe that needs to be addressed. Because poverty, hunger, and stress is going to make anybody, regardless if you're a student, you're on the job, it's going to make things worse. You're not going to perform at the best that you could. How about And this is the biggest thing. This could make home life better. This could take care of poverty and hunger. This could make sure they have stability, a foundation, a roof over their heads, tablets and computers, and updated learning material that, tutors could be hired. This thing right here, this one thing that I'll say, could take care of everything. How about reparations and tax exemption? How about making the parents, the African American parents, tax exempt so they can take that money to put in their children or provide some type of stability? How about reparations so Black people can finally have stability so they can pour into the children more, so they can have the resources so their children can do better? Oh no, we don't want to talk about that. And yeah, I took this all the way back around to reparations, and I'm going to take everything that's ill in the community all the way back around to reparations, because crime, poverty, all of the bad things that happen in society, 99% of them come from lack of not having resources. So I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you thought about these two stories, and let me know if you think that's right, that reparations and tax exemption. I personally think tax exemption for foundational Americans or Americans, Black Americans from chattel slavery, I don't care how you want to put it, should get tax exemption. That would be like the first step in righting a wrong, because not everybody's employed, right? So this is not like anybody money is being taken from anybody. This is money that Black people are earning, and they will get to keep all of it because of their position within this country. That would be the first step in helping stabilize their home life, because depending on the job that you have and the tax exemption you can get, that could be an extra $500 to $1,000, and that would make a world of difference, because we are not on an even plane. We are not on a level plane when you look at the statistics for the Black community and who should be a billionaire, a millionaire, and should be middle class, upper middle class, and lower middle class. The numbers are not looking really good for us, and I think that's a good step. But yeah, drop that comment, and I'll see you in the next one.